just transition defense and us not getting back, maybe crashing too many or just not having two people back, rushing up to the ball instead of getting back, and then just on missed shots and on turnovers, they just got out and got easy offense.
Well, clearly, she didn't sugarcoat.
Is it possible for two college basketball icons to clash harder off the scoreboard than on it? When emotions run high and the cameras are still rolling, sometimes the real game begins after the final buzzer. What happened between Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark after a crushing defeat left everyone stunned. And yes, it was all caught on camera. Paige Bueckers just made headlines, but not for her game-winning shot or a viral highlight reel. Instead, it was her post-game comments following a rough loss to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever that sent shockwaves across the league. For weeks, fans had built up this matchup as a clash of titans. Two college basketball legends now standing on WNBA hardwood ready to battle it out at the professional level. And the result? Caitlin Clark orchestrated a masterclass, leading the Indiana Fever to a
performed, man. She played at a very high level. She had 21 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. She was shooting phenomenal from.
I don't care that she has extra points in garbage time. A lot of people are like, oh, she stopped padding. No, you want to keep players in the game. You want to get players to get your rhythm. You want Paige Bueckers to get more points so that maybe she's more aggressive in another game.
Scorching 102-point performance with 14 points, 13 assists, 5 steals, and a block. Clark wasn't just scoring. She was dictating the rhythm, controlling the floor, and tearing apart Dallas's defense with every possession. Meanwhile, Bueckers put up a respectable 21 points with efficient shooting and clutch threes. But the spotlight was stolen, and she knew it. When Bueckers stepped into the post-game press room, it wasn't the typical polished, cliche-ridden script we hear from most athletes. No smiles, no soft answers.
It's cool to see kind of how our careers have evolved and a lot of different players on both teams. But I don't know, I mean, like Coach said, like it's not Paige versus Caitlin, and you know, it takes the entire team to win a basketball game, and you know, both of us are going to do everything we can. But I think the coolest thing about Paige is how resilient she is. Obviously, she's kind of been dealt a tough hand, and you know, that girl only has positive things to say about her teammates and the way she carries herself on and off the court, the way she works hard, and none of that has changed, you know, since I've known her since she was in middle school. She's always worked that same way. She's always had that fire. She's always been a great leader, and you know, I really honestly couldn't be happier for her in the year that she's had, and you know, the way she's led this team back to the Final Four when they've kind of been dealt a tough hand as a program. And
just a raw, unfiltered breakdown of what went wrong and who said it right. The first question was simple. What led to the Fever dominating so thoroughly in the second quarter? Paige didn't hold back. She pointed to poor transition defense, lazy rotations, and players failing to hustle back. Her critique was sharp, not of individual teammates, but of the team as a whole. It was a wake-up call in the form of blunt honesty. Her tone didn't suggest frustration, it suggested a player who's tired of being second best. And then came the real heat. A reporter brought up the inevitable comparison. What was it like playing against Caitlin Clark on the WNBA stage? Paige's answer was calm, collected, almost icy. She said it was fun, and that both of them are competitors who want to win. But there was no admiration, no effusive praise. It was clear. This wasn't about respect. This was about competition. This wasn't a reunion of old rivals marked by laughs and warm moments. This was war. And Paige wasn't about to kneel at the altar of Caitlin Clark.
Personally, but I know she's got a great team around her. She works extremely hard. She has a great work ethic, sending prayers. She don't wish injury upon anyone.
Whew, you could feel the shift in the room.
Just wishing her speedy recovery, but no, I didn't reach out.
She acknowledged the Fever's strong home crowd and sellout atmosphere, but the subtext was crystal clear. She was standing in hostile territory surrounded by noise and still showed up. She wasn't there to be part of Caitlin's show. She came to disrupt it. But Clark had written the narrative before Paige even picked up the pen. Reporters tried to shift to lighter topics, such as offering support to fellow injured player Kayla, but again, Paige kept it distant.
Paige Bueckers fans, 21 points and 4 assists, 4 rebounds. By the way,
she wished her well, said a few kind words, but made it clear there was no personal contact. It wasn't rude. It was tactical. This wasn't the moment for soft sentiments. But then came the question that put the rivalry into full perspective. What did she think of the turnovers? especially the ones Clark herself forced? Paige's response was short, measured, almost cold. She said Clark is a smart player, knows how to deny passing lanes, and makes catches difficult. That's it. No glowing admiration, no extended breakdown of Clark's brilliance. Respectful? Sure. Warm? Not even close. And that's the beauty and the fire of this rivalry. Paige isn't here to be second fiddle. She's not about to sit quietly while the league crowns Caitlin Clark as the new face of everything.
Clark has reached 200 points and 100 assists this season, the fastest to do so in a single season in WNBA history. Oh yeah, folks, this feels like last year.
Even in defeat, even with the stats leaning against her, Bueckers showed that her presence demands attention. This isn't a rivalry rooted in headlines. It's rooted in pride, skill, legacy. And if we're being honest, this game wasn't just a loss for Dallas, it was a showcase of levels. Levels in execution, levels in court vision, levels in leadership. Clark has already reached 200 points and 100 assists this season, faster than anyone in WNBA history. And she did it without needing to dominate the scoreboard. In just 24 minutes, she generated nearly 40 points through passes, steals, and control of pace. She didn't need to shoot the lights out to control the game. Her fingerprints were on every possession. Meanwhile, Paige had flashes of brilliance. Shooting 60% on 15 attempts is elite. She's a mid-range sniper with poise and rhythm. But there's a gap, and last night exposed it. That doesn't mean she's overrated. It doesn't mean she can't close it. But right now, Clark is operating on a different frequency.
I'm sorry, but if she really just wants the spotlight to be on the deserving Black players who surround her and on whose backs this league was built, then you shouldn't have taken the honor. Then you should have said, make the WNBA the team of the year, the league of the year. What I don't need right now is an additional singled out honor.
Some critics tried to dismiss Paige's late game points as stat padding. But let's be real, she was trying to find rhythm, trying to stay aggressive. And if Dallas has any hope for the future, they need her confidence intact. Because Paige Bueckers isn't just a talented scorer, she's a future franchise cornerstone. But for now, the narrative belongs to Caitlin Clark. She's not just putting up numbers. She's reshaping how offenses operate. She's speeding up the game, expanding passing angles, and making her teammates better every single night. The way she manipulates space and movement, she's practically a system unto herself. You don't rewrite the story of the WNBA without mentioning her name. That said, this isn't over. If anything, it's just begun. Because when Paige Bueckers spoke in that press room,
Paige Bueckers, the crowd went crazy when they found out you were here today. It was a surprise. But you know somebody on the Seattle Storm, Nika Mule, your former teammate. How did it work out for you to get here tonight?
Well, I'm taking a West Coast trip. We're done with summer workouts and just decided to come visit my twin. So I'm excited to be here.
How cool is it to see your twin, your teammate, play for the WNBA?
It's crazy. Super surreal just to watch her live out her dreams and just to know that just a few months ago we were basically living together. So it's definitely surreal and I'm super proud of her.
it wasn't just about what happened on the court. It was a statement, a warning, a promise. She's not here to applaud. She's here to challenge. And now, we've got a real rivalry on our hands. One that's not built on social media hype or media spin, but on two generational stars with clashing styles, fierce pride, and an unwillingness to share the throne. So circle the calendar, save the date, because the next time these two step on the court together, it won't just be a game, it'll be a battle. And based on how Paige responded to this loss, she'll be coming for redemption with fire in her eyes and a score to settle. This is no longer just about basketball, it's about legacy. What do you think sparked Paige Bueckers' reaction? Pure frustration or something deeper? And how will Caitlin Clark respond moving forward? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update.